My heartiest greetings to our online viewers. My name is Manik Kataria and I am the student representative for the Global CEO Series at Universal Business School, Mumbai. Our guest for today is a very charming lady and a successful entrepreneur, Miss Tanvi Bhatt, who's the founder of Panache, which is the premier personal branding company where she empowers leaders to become thought leaders and thought leaders to become icons. I extend you a warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Manik.
Let me begin with a very important question. How does one differentiate between image management and brand management? Because I believe these two terms are used quite interchangeably with each other and yet they differ quite greatly.
Absolutely.
So how do you differentiate between them?
Right, so it's a very simple concept and which is something that, most likely to project to the audience, most of the times making them believe certain things about you which may or may not be true. Okay? As part of image management jargons being loosely used across India, it means how well you present yourself, how you look, are you well dressed, well behaved, the right etiquettes to behave with people to make a good impression. That is image management, so-called image management, where I personally refrain from using the terminology at all. When you talk about brand management or personal brand management, it's a completely transformational experience for any individual, whether it's a student, mid-management level executive, or a CXO of an organization. For a person to discover who he is as an individual, as a person, as a professional, what exclusive value he brings on the table, what is his thought leadership that differentiates him from a million others aspirants of fame and fortune, as we say, and how he then takes active control of sharing his brand story with the world, creating a strategy to be more visible, influential, and evolve as a powerful thought leader and eventually an icon in his or her industry. That is what brand management is all about.
Wow. I believe personal branding is all about building the brand you.
Correct.
So how does one go about in building their own brand in a nutshell?
Okay. Let me share with you my 3D model of personal branding.
Sure.
It's discover, design, and deliver. Discover what the brand you stands for. What is that exclusive value you bring on the table? It could be a beautiful mosaic of your passions, values, aspirations, dreams, accomplishments, your goals that you've set for yourself to be accomplished in the next 3 to 5 years of your career. Your design strategy to now ensure that your brand is well communicated and presented online as well as offline at the relevant platforms where your target audience is there. Okay? How you create a strategy to ensure that you have a sizable virtual brand identity and visibility. Ensure that your intangible brand identity, which is your word of mouth reputation, is in sync with what you want people to know, think, feel about you. Your authentic value proposition that you bring on the table, and your physical brand identity, which is actually you going out there offline, delivering on your brand promise, which you've been broadcasting all around that this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I'm so good at, and this is how I actually deliver on that brand promise.
Amazing.
And ultimately, deliver is nothing but deliver your brand
The main
promise.
is the delivery of it, of course. On a very casual note, who according to you needs a massive brand building in India? It can be any particular person, industry, or some company in general that you want to work upon in building their brand.
Individuals, there are so many. But I personally think that Rahul Gandhi has amazing potential to be known as this person who can transform the brand Congress, brand India as well. Maybe he's been mistaken or misconstrued, misunderstood by the media for the last few years, but the kind of position which he holds in India today as one of the last heirs of the Congress legacy, I think that I would love to work with him on his personal brand.
Well, we sure hope that Mr. Gandhi is watching this interview. Okay, let's talk something about you. Which has been your most accomplished achievement and how did you go about achieving that?
Wow, let's try and be modest. Tricks apart. I think for me to get an opportunity to create a brand new industry in India from scratch 3 to 4 years ago, when I was just out and about, starting and talking about the concept of personal branding when nobody knew what personal branding is.
Exactly.
That I think has been one of my dearest accomplishments in progress, I would say, because
So it's an ongoing process.
absolutely. When you talk about the maturity of industry of personal branding in India, it's very in its infancy stage.
True.
Okay, when you look at a more mature market like US, it's been there for around 8 to 10 years.
I think we are
But
lagging
in
so
India,
far behind, I must say.
absolutely. In India, there's so much more to do, so much awareness to be created, so much education, which I personally love to go, talk at colleges like this, help the youth to understand that this is something that you guys should take opportunity of, leverage on the concept of building your identity, discovering what your leadership is all about, taking control of putting your best foot forward, leveraging the digital technology at your fingertips literally, and doing something extraordinary with your life and career.
I must say that's a commendable work on your part, ma'am.
Thank you.
Something more on you. I believe that you are an engineer and a semi-scientist by profession. So how did this huge or massive change come about from being an engineer, semi-scientist to this CEO of Panache or this pioneer in personal branding? How did you come to this thought and finally started delivering on this?
So I started Panache back in 2007-8 transition of the year.
I think you must have been so young at that time.
Yeah, I was kind of just out of my college graduation. I started Panache simply as a hobby, something that I loved to do, something that I enjoyed, and it made a little difference in who's other life. I dash. That kept me going. Okay, went ahead did my MBA just because I wanted to learn. Okay, I'm getting into business. I need to learn how to manage it, grow it, and do something extraordinary. Because I always dreamt larger than life. For me, just being good was never enough. I wanted to be beyond best at everything that I do. As a topic of personal branding or the brand you was a concept which I got introduced to in my management days, precisely in my second year of management. I think this is very interesting. How do you work with people? And I loved all things branding. So what can I do to get these things together?
Amazing.
That's how.
So that somehow clicked with your psyche and you started.
That's how my foray or I chanced upon the industry of personal branding, non-existent in India. I realized that, oh my God, how can something so powerful not be there, nobody's doing it, talking about it, and then just to look back.
Wow. I must say it was something that was destined for you to begin with.
Absolutely, that too.
Okay, let me conclude by asking some of your views that you have out from this Universal Business School that you just visited and the kind of students that you interacted with here. What are your views about them?
A beautiful campus, hands down, one of the best I've visited across the country. And B, the kind of students, the caliber of students which I have seen over here is amazing. It can give probably IIMs around everybody if they don't up their
Sure.
But no, I think students like you as well as a lot of your batchmates that I interacted with today have such amazing ideas, insights, understanding of the market and self-awareness as well, which is also a rarity in today's youth. So I think UBS is doing a tremendous job and grooming the future leaders of corporate society.
Thank you, ma'am. On that note, I would just like to say that it was simply marvelous to have made your acquaintance, ma'am. I thank you on behalf of entire UBS and the faculty and students alike, and especially because you took out time from your hectic schedule. It was really a pleasurable experience for all of us at Universal Business School interacting with you, ma'am. I must say thank you so much.